Hello. Hi, how's everyone doing? As usual, I'm going to wait a few minutes while some people hop on here, and then I'm going to get into the content. But if you're watching the replay, I'm going to let you know what today is about. Today is about 4 crucial things that I want you to look at before you decide to move to Costa Rica. So this is going to be step 1 of your process. So maybe you're thinking about moving, the thought popped into your head, and you said, I think I might move to Costa Rica. All right, well, you're going to want to consider these 4 crucial things. So now we wait. I don't see anybody on here, so we'll just wait for a minute. And then, yeah, if you're watching the replay, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Say hi. How's everybody doing? If you just popped on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Remember, if you're on Facebook, I can't see your name, so feel free to, I guess, give StreamYard permission to show your name, or just say, hey, Sarah, this is so-and-so from over here. So how's everybody doing? I'm going to get into this in just a minute. But as I just stated, you know, some people, you know, obviously you all might be in different stages of your move. Some, the idea has just occurred to you that maybe I'll move to Costa Rica. And some of you are just waiting for the borders to open. You already have your rentals in. Some of you have already shown up. As I know, I've been welcoming clients. This has been so exciting. So, hi, say hey from South America. Oh, hi. Hey, Al. So yeah, so this is kind of for somebody who's just deciding if they want to move, or if you already decided that you want to move and you haven't looked into these things, then I want you to do that. So, all right, let's hop into it. So 4 crucial things that you need to consider before you decide, as you're making this decision, if you can move to Costa Rica. Number 1, you need to see, how you can enter Costa Rica. What visa do you need depending on your nationality, if you even need a tourist visa. So typically when you enter, you get a 90-day tourist visa, but this can vary. So the entry requirements can vary depending on countries. Most of my clients that I'm dealing with are coming from the United States and Canada, but I have been in contact recently with people coming from other countries. So it's going to be important to look at that. And I put a link down here in the description of this video where you can actually go to the country that you're coming from and take a look and see what the entry requirements are. Again, I know if you're coming from the United States and Canada, you know, you just pretty much kind of get that automatic visa stamp of immigration. But I do want, if you're coming from another country, this is going to be something really important to consider. How can you enter Costa Rica? And let me see if I can share my screen really quick. I'll just show you the website. So for someone who, let's see, share my screen. I'm just going to share my entire screen. That's fine. Let's just do it. Okay. So here's my screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I guess you guys can. Okay. So here we go. I just went to this website here, which I do have the link down at the bottom, and you can go and look for your country. So Al, where were you coming from again? I don't remember. South America. Well, we'll just pick a country in South America and see if it differs. Or I don't know. Let's just check the Dominican Republic. Oh, okay. Well, so this website's going to have, so we got Canada. So let's look at Canada. You know, so if you're not sure about where you're coming from, let's say if you're coming from Colombia and you're not sure, you can go to this website and take a look and see what the entry requirements might be. So let's stop sharing my screen. That's the first thing that you should do. So again, if you're coming from Canada, United States, other countries. Oh, geez. Sorry, I just got a new dog. I just adopted a new dog, and they're having a lot of fun playing right now. Hey, guys. Okay, now they're fighting. Hey, Marley, come here. Get over here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All righty. So, and then number 2. You need to decide if Costa Rica is even a good place for you. So really do your research, look at your lifestyle, and that's going to help you determine if this may even be a good place for you. You know, there is a statistic of people that come to Costa Rica and maybe they only last a little bit of time and then they go back to their home country. And I think a lot of that is because, number 1, this living here was never a really good fit for them in the first place. Or number 2, they just didn't have the right support set up for them after they arrived. So it's like they got here and everything was so different, and it can be a little bit complicated and challenging, so they didn't have the right support set up. As you guys know, I do offer that, but that can be kind of make people's experience a little bit more difficult here to learn things the hard way, which is what I did. They're having a good time over there. Yeah, I got a new, the poor little guy, he was in Uvita, he was tied up on this little line, like surrounded by his own poop for years. So I decided my dog Sage really could use a playmate, so they're having a blast playing, and he just came last night. So I'm really excited, and they're just having a lot of fun. And this is his first night sleeping with a dog bed, in a house. So it's really exciting. I'm glad that I can do that. So, okay. So yeah, deciding if Costa Rica is a good place for you. So I guess, how are you going to make that decision? Do your research, look at the different areas. I have a video, I can also put that link below, about the different areas of Costa Rica. If you're someone who likes a quiet lifestyle, then maybe you don't want to be in a big tourist area. Whereas if you're someone who really wants to come and go do things and meet people and kind of be in some action, then don't pick a place that's more rural, that doesn't have a whole lot of things going on. So it's going to be really important that deciding if Costa Rica is the right place for you is you're going to want to look at your lifestyle, make sure that you're picking a good area, and make sure that what you really want actually exists here in the country. And then, okay, number 3, you should really determine if you can get residency in the country. So normally, before all of COVID and everything, I would say, come, take your time. Like, don't worry about residency right off the bat. However, this has changed a lot of things. And there's been many situations where people who have come here, built a life here, have purchased property here, and maybe do not have their residency, are now wondering, they're wondering what are their rights actually to be in this country. And, so imagine if you do want to come here and you really love it and you build a life, here, and then what if something happens and you do need to leave? We don't know how things could change in the future. We don't know. You don't know. So if you really think that you would want to come here and build a life, then you would definitely want to check to see if residency could be an option for you at some point. We just did, last week's live was all about residency, so I'm not going to go into the different types and all of that. If you want to see that, I did put that link down in the description. Andres goes into amazing detail on the different types of residency, so you can kind of see if you might qualify for one of those. So if you need information on that, go check that out and look at that link. All right, they're having a good time. And Marley's not having a good time. Marley's my friend's dog that I've had since March, since she left due to COVID. Marley, please, it's okay. I got this dog so Sage would stop bothering you. And now he's bothered by the both of them having fun. Poor guy. Number 4. So first of all, decide what is your entry requirement from your country to enter in Costa Rica on the tourist visa. Number 2, decide if it's the right place for you. There's so many resources out there. You can check through my YouTube videos. I do talk about lifestyle and things like that. And then you need to figure out if you can get residency, if it's going to be important to you that you have rights to be here in this country. Look at that. Again, the link to the live is in the description. And then last, number 4, how are you going to have an income? So this is a really important one. I didn't do this when I moved here. I didn't do any of this. So I didn't even know what the heck the residency requirements were. I didn't really know how I was going to make an income here. So I do want to we're going to elaborate a little bit more on income, because actually I had someone ask that question to me this morning on Facebook. And, I was like, okay, well, I haven't really talked about income lately. I do have a video. It's called How to Make Money in Costa Rica Legally. So how you can legally make money in Costa Rica. So that is on there. So, some ways that I'm seeing some clients and other people have an income here. Number 1 would be if you have a pension. So I know some people are retiring, you have your pension, it's a fixed income. That's number 1. Maybe you have some kind of interest or maybe rental income. So any kind of other types of kind of more fixed incomes that you might have coming in. That can be another type of income that'll help you live here. And I always recommend online work. That's what I did to support myself all over these years of living in Costa Rica. It's legal, number one, which is good. And there's different types of online work. And I actually have another video somewhere deep in my YouTube videos about, I think it's 3 ways to make money online. So I'll just cover them briefly here. So number one would be like freelance. So if you have some kind of skill, or if you're willing to learn some kind of skill, even if you just Google like types of online work or online, different virtual jobs, you should find a whole list. And what I did in the past was I picked off ones that looked interesting to me. I picked off ones that said, okay, I already know how to do that, or I could learn it. And then kind of determine what you want to offer as maybe, let's say, a freelance or kind of a gig worker in that area. Another type would be like remote employment. So I've also been remotely employed by an actual business. So that's another way. And I know that's becoming more prevalent now that a lot of people are, working remotely just from their jobs. And maybe some businesses will decide that they're just going to keep that permanent, less overhead. You don't have people in the office standing around by the water cooler. And then, you can have your own online business. So that's another option that you could do or work your way up to. If you already have the idea for an online business and you have the tools and the resources and, you've done your market research to make it successful, then go for it. Why not? That's another way that you can make money online. I'm sure there's other ways, but those are just kind of the 3 that I'm going to throw out there that I'm familiar with. But I know that there are other ways. Another thing to make money here in Costa Rica is, I guess, you could start a business. I'm not going to say that that's going to be the easiest way. And I don't have a whole lot of, I know some people have come down and bought existing businesses, which is, can be a good idea because you can actually see the records, the income. But, so if you do want to come down here and you think you might want to start a business, I would definitely always recommend talking to a good lawyer about it. You're going to want to, because you can legally profit off of the business. You just can't, be working in the business. You can manage the business. So let's say if you wanted to open a salon, I guess you can't be the one there doing the haircuts, but you can manage the workings of the business, and that's something you can profit of. But of course, you're going to want to do your market research, see if it's even something needed in the area, something that could be successful. And I wouldn't just rely on that off the bat. So, definitely have some backup plans. One thing I would not do for work, do not just come down and think, oh, I'll just get a job. No. And, there's people who ask this question on Facebook groups, and then unfortunately they get attacked by 100+ comments of people going, you can't come down here and just work. Well, it's true. So I'm going to say it nicely to you that, if you're down here on a tourist visa, if you have your temporary residency, you cannot legally be employed here in Costa Rica. And just so you know, I didn't know that when I moved down here. So let's not attack people for not knowing that either. At least they're seeking out the information and they're learning. So we can appreciate that. So just wanted to I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen. I'm not going to say that I don't see maybe a bartender or maybe someone working from another country. So I'm not going to say that I don't see it happen, but I would not recommend it. And I would not rely on that. I wouldn't rely thinking, oh, I'll just come down and get a job in Costa Rica. What jobs are there? What can I do for work there? Because also the wage is going to be a lot lower. Just FYI, just so you know. So I would highly recommend, the online work or just knowing where your income's going to come. When I moved to Costa Rica, I did not have a plan for how I was going to make money. I did have some savings, so that was good. The dogs are too quiet. I did have some savings, which was good. And I did start to, I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to start working online. What can I do? So that didn't really pick up for me until maybe about 9 or 10 months in. I was doing little jobs. So it's not like my savings were just getting depleted, but it was stressful. It was okay, what am I going to do? You're kind of in survival mode. And, actually I see a lot of people down here in Costa Rica kind of in, okay, let's say gringos, kind of in survival mode. You don't want to be, oh my God, where am I going to get my income? How am I going to survive down here? Because that's just going to make it more difficult. So not to say, if you want to come and do that, everyone has their own free will. But I did that and it was really stressful. I was very motivated and, kicked some booty and figured it out. Especially, when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, all right, let's do this. We got to figure this out. And I did. So, I mean, yeah, it's not to say if you don't have the motivation, but come down with some savings, educate yourself. Don't be afraid to learn new things, especially in the online world, if that's something that appeals to you. Some people also teach English online. That's something that I did for a few months with a company. They didn't pay too much, but again, it kind of kept me like okay for a bit until I figured something better out. And that's really all. So the 4 points were, first of all, decide how you're going to enter in Costa Rica. Like what are your visa requirements depending on your country. Decide if it's the right place for you. I'm not going to get so deep into that right now because I do have some videos on that already. Figure it out if you can get residency, because you don't want to come here and build a life and then all of a sudden get super stressed out because you have to leave every 3 months or, things changed, we don't know. And then figure out how you're going to have an income. Like just do that for yourself as a favor. Learn from my experience. And so I'm going to do I'm going to do like a question and answer session. You can feel free to ask whatever you want. If I don't know the answer, I'll let you know that I don't know it. And I'm going to be doing a series, like a how to move to Costa Rica series that kind of goes through the steps. So I will be talking about this. I think I'm just going to do it on YouTube. I'm not going to do it live, but I'm going to be talking about this, kind of the research phase, kind of all the steps that are kind of in the process of moving, especially as I'm working with clients. I've really seen that the process is kind of broken down into some clear steps. Of course, it's different for every person because some are families, some are just individuals. Things just vary depending on the person who's moving. But I do see a lot of commonalities in the steps and the process in general. So I'm going to be elaborating a lot more on that in the upcoming weeks here via video. And yeah, so I hope this was helpful. If you're just thinking about moving to Costa Rica, you're kind of trying to figure out if this might be a good decision for you. Take these four things into consideration, because it's gonna, take the stress off of you, especially if you do decide to make this your, long-term living. Okay, so I'm gonna go check the comments. Okay, listen, Facebook user, I can't see your name, says, post where I can find the cheapest and least expensive COVID insurance. So that I would recommend going through an insurance broker or someone, because they're gonna be able to show you the options of what types of insurances that might fit your budget. What else? Someone asked, why are you so lovely? I don't know. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Thanks for all the nice, kind comments. I'm seeing a lot of very nice comments. I really appreciate that. You guys are super sweet. Okay, I'll ask, in your opinion, we should not rely on being able to do border runs during these COVID days. So applying for residency ASAP, or what other options are there? Yeah, so I would say do not rely on doing a border run if you're going to be entering soon. That's what I've been telling people. So I've been telling people, if you think that you want to be here, then you might want to come prepared to apply for residency. Otherwise, be prepared to leave after that 90 days via plane to another country. So that's going to be important. So, because some people are like, nope, I don't want to do it. And I've had some clients being like, yeah, I could do that. That'd be fine. So I just want people to know that things have changed quite a bit since, I've done videos on, border runs via Panama, Nicaragua do not exist. And I don't know when they're going to exist again, to be honest with you. So if you don't want to, and it doesn't mean that you have to go back to your home country. Especially, I was talking to someone yesterday from like the South Africa area. So, I mean, if that person, or if you could go to another country that is allowed to enter Costa Rica, that could be another option. Okay, passive income is the key for financial stability. Yes, totally agree. What town do I live in? So right now I am in Playa Hermosa near Jaco. So there's a lot of Playa Hermosas in Costa Rica. There's like one up in Guanacaste. Why are they so quiet? I don't trust those dogs. Hello? Where's your friend? Sorry. The new one's new, so I don't want him wandering away. He did. I let him out this morning, and he just started like leaving the neighborhood. I was like chasing after him. Hopefully he's over there taking a nap. We'll go check on him in a second. Yeah, so I live in Playa Hermosa near Jaco. We moved up here about 2 months ago, almost 2 months, and it's been fine. But I can say the South Pacific is the best fit for me and my lifestyle. But it's pretty nice being up here for now, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. All right. Okay, so someone else asked, if you have applied for residency, do you still have to leave every 90 days? No, you don't. And so if you have more questions about residency, go check out the last week's live video. If you're in the Facebook group, in the description of this video, you will see a link to the residency from my YouTube channel. So that's going to cover everything about residency. You don't have to leave every 90 days. However, you'll see one important point in there. If after that 90 days, after you apply, you technically aren't supposed to be driving unless you leave and come back. It's a really dumb rule. We'll explain it more in that video. Doesn't make sense, just so you know. Jason asks, if you have children, I assume you have to file residency for them as well. Is that correct? So from my case, my daughter was born here in Costa Rica. So that's actually how I get my residency, because she was born here. If you do come and you have children already and you're going to file for residency, you know that you qualify and you can do that. You'll file for your residency and your children will get their residency through being your dependent, as long as they're under the age of 18. So your children will also have residency too. All right, someone asked, what is the benefit to having residency? Well, right now, I would just say, if you know that you want to be in this country, getting your residency, if you can, is going to be a good idea. If you know that you want to be here for the long haul. I mean, if you're just coming here to check it out for a few months, or you're not really sure, don't do that process. But, you know, if you know that you want to be here for the long haul, then getting your residency is going to give you rights to be here. So if something crazy like this pandemic happens again, you know, you have rights to be in the country. Okay. Al asks, are mosquitoes a problem in Costa Rica? I never really had a huge problem with mosquitoes, but in this house, I do actually. At nighttime, man, these things bite me up. So I got to make sure that my doors are closed and, you know, window screens are closed whenever the sun starts going down. So it's not like an all day, every day thing. It's just kind of in the evenings and at nighttime, but it just kind of depends on the property. This property is really shady. And it's, you know, there might be some standing water around somewhere that I don't know about. So sometimes bring citronella. That works really well. Get some citronella. All right. Someone asked, COVID test, can't get the results in less than 72 hours in California. Well, then I guess then you can't enter. So, or maybe you could travel to another place to do it. I'm not sure. Okay. Well, okay. So someone asked, what else comes with residency other than longer stays? Well, if you get your residency, you also have to pay into the Caja, which I guess you get access for their, you know, public healthcare system. And again, that's a little bit discussed more in the other video all about residency. Any other questions? Did I miss anything? Someone said people actually say negative stuff like that. Yeah, so you guys are in some of the other Facebook groups. Yes, people can be very negative sometimes. That's why, so if you're on my YouTube channel, I have a Facebook group. If you go to my website, you can find the link to the Facebook group. Feel free to join. I really check every person who enters that group. That's why sometimes it takes me a little bit to approve the membership request. I mean, usually about a day or two, but I check everyone who comes in because number one, I don't want people getting scammed and targeted by other people who are here, whether it's through real estate. Not to say people out there are all trying to scam each other, but it happens. I've had it happen to friends. So I'm very cautious about who actually lives in Costa Rica that I let into that group. I make sure that they're there to be helpful and not there to take from people. So the group numbers are not huge, but that is because I check every single person who comes in, even going to their especially if they're in Costa Rica, I go to their profile. I really check them out a bit before I enter them in. And then of course I monitor things. And if something's reported, then I just remove people. Just, people that are not in there being with good intentions. Someone said, okay, is car insurance required and how much is it? So when you buy a car, and I have videos on purchasing a car too, I'm going to be making more videos too. There's going to be videos on everything. When you get a car at the end of December of every year, you need to pay what's called marchamo. And that is your very basic insurance on your vehicle. So if you were to hit someone else, it's going to cover them, not the damage on your car. If you do want additional car insurance, you can get that. So I have another YouTube video, and there was a live with an insurance broker. It was super helpful with Phil, and he goes through medical insurance, I think homeowners insurance, and car insurance. And you can also reach out to him to see, what would be the best coverage for the vehicle that you'll have. You've done what most people aren't willing to do, and that's to choose a positive mindset, not give up, and be resourceful and keep plunging forward. Absolutely. You kind of have to do that here in Costa Rica. Maybe a lot of people don't talk about this aspect, but you get here and sometimes it's just like, holy crap. And you got to move your behind, and you got to figure it out. It's not, I've seen Costa Rica chew some people up and spit them out, or it'll chew you up and you're like, all right, I'm here. Especially for some of those who are coming to build a life versus, they've already built their lives. They're going to come and retire and relax. It can be a little bit more harsh when you're really trying to make something of yourself here. It's an interesting dynamic. Okay, trying to obtain pensionado residency. Read that you must leave every 90 days to update your ability to legally drive in Costa Rica. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Maybe I shouldn't tell you my off-the-record advice. I'm going to tell you from my experience in Costa Rica, anytime I've gone through a police checkpoint, they've never been looking for my passport stamp to see when I entered last. So, it could... You're not supposed to drive, but don't yell at me if you get in trouble. I didn't tell you to drive, but I'm going to let you know that I personally haven't been checked, but things could happen. Things could be different. So no, you legally cannot drive after that 90 days after you apply for residency if you do not exit and enter back in, which might be a little bit challenging for some people. And if you don't want to risk anything, then make sure that you're living in an area where you can walk to what you need. That's going to be important until your residency gets approved, because it could take months and months, a year or more, depending. Let's see. Any other questions? This isn't going to be too long of a live, but I did want to do a little question and answer session. I know you guys have had some questions, and things are coming up and things are opening up, which is exciting. So I've had clients that have been successfully able to come in. So that's been really great. How about electric skateboards, on wheels? Is that okay to bring over? I have not seen one here before, but I don't see why you can't bring it over. Yeah, I haven't seen one before. That's one wheel. I haven't seen it, but I don't think that's to say that it's not allowed here. No, thank you for rescuing animals. Yep, got to do it. I just hope he's still around here somewhere. He needs to understand that he lives here now. I don't think he gets it yet, so it might take him some time. All righty. Well, feel free to post your last questions before I hop off here. And I hope everyone's doing well. As always, if you need help with your move to Costa Rica, you can always reach out. I have this idea. I'm going to really make this nice, thorough series about how to move to Costa Rica, the different processes, the different steps, kind of how to get that stuff organized for yourself. Because of course I do enjoy helping, but it is also something you can do on your own if you need to. So my goal is just to have as much information out there for you so you can do it as smoothly as possible. How many horses and how many dogs do you have? I have 4 horses, 3 dogs technically. Well, one of them isn't mine. It's my friend's. I've had him since since March. But she's coming back on October 3rd. So Marley will not be with us anymore. He's kind of like a grumpy old man, and he really does not like my German Shepherd. So I rescued another dog to have as a playmate. So they're having a blast. The other dog's name is Azu. I don't know where he is. I think he's close by. I hope. And yeah, that's good. I had my other dog. She passed away over a month ago. So I'm happy to rescue more, but I think we're done with animals for a bit. And I have a cat. Meow, meow. How March for a time to visit is a high tourist month. Yeah, March is a pretty busy month. So, like late December, January, February, March is going to be busy. However, I don't know how much of a high season we're going to have this year. Let's obviously fingers crossed for everyone and their businesses that we do. But the requirements to enter are, not that easy for someone who just wants to come for a week vacation. But, not to say, people are doing it. So, if someone really wants to come here, they can. All right. As a tourist coming to check things out, we can drive with no issues. Yep, you can drive without issues. However, if you get a rental car, well, right now we have driving restrictions still. It's just like depends on your plate number. There's 2 days out of the week and weekend you can't drive. So if you do get a rental car, though, you do not have any kind of driving restrictions. Maybe the driving curfew does matter, though. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. In your opinion, experience, where's the best place to live? Well, I like the South Pacific, but again, I'm really biased because I lived there for years. For me, it's a good fit for me. For someone who likes to be out and wants to be in action and wants to be in a town that has stuff and things happening, it's a way more quiet place. So that suits me and my lifestyle better. And I like that it's so green. The nature is just really magical down there. So that's definitely my favorite place. And also it's pretty affordable. Does residency limit leaving for humanitarian purposes or travel in general? So if you're getting your residency, it's to my understanding that you just can't leave for more than 6 months out of the year. A simple list of what docs and info is required before you leave your home country would be great. Okay, maybe I'll add that onto my website. As long as things don't change. I already purchased land. So, yeah, I know you did. That's so exciting. What do you think about Tamarindo as a place for expat military retirement? Is it easy to get back and forth to the airport? Yeah, so Tamarindo has been a place. So I've been looking up in Guanacaste for some clients as well. I found a really nice condo in Tamarindo for a client. It was like $980 a month, and it's like right by the ocean. These deals don't exist that often. It took me time to find that one. But Tamarindo, yeah, I definitely have people looking that area. It's more lively. It's also called Tamagringo. So it's more of a tourist area. So if you do want to come down and meet people and be in the action and, I don't know, live the beach life and have access to all the amenities probably that you're used to, then that could be a good area. Yeah, I know people settle there. It has a lot of infrastructure. It has good internet. It has good schools, for people who are coming with kids. So, it could be a good place to start. And then, you know what? That's what I say about life. If you don't like something, you can always change it. So it's not like you need to try to find out that the place you're going to be looks like it would be a good fit for you. Because then if not, then you just move. No big deal. Just don't come too much and it won't, don't come with too much and it won't be too big of a deal. I hope I didn't miss any questions. Alrighty. I think I got all the questions, unless anyone has more. All right, well, if nobody has any other questions, then I'm going to sign off here. I have a meeting in 20 minutes, so I'm going to prepare. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And yeah, have a great day. See y'all.